River City Sports Media welcomes here in Muletown. We got a great one. It's the Lucas Mill Minford Road rivalry, and we got a good one here on tap in Muletown. I am Malachi Roselle. To my right, my partner in crime, Landon Schultz. Landon, how are we doing on this magnificent evening?
I'm doing great, Malachi. I'm ready to see some good football like usual. Hopefully we can have a close one. Some of our other ones recently have not been close, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
You're talking about how you want it to be close. Well, according to the odds makers today, Valley is supposed to win by 30 points. They are the 30-point favorites in this one, and honestly, there are lots of reasons why. Anthony Aaron's been leading this team ever since he transferred from a Columbus school 2 years ago. He just has that great combo of speed and physicality and has over 1,000 yards on the season.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree. He's a huge transfer to the Valley Indians coming from Columbus. You really don't see that a lot, especially in transfers to Valley, schools like that. But, I mean, transfers, Northwest picked up some really good player out of Hurricane. So, I mean, these teams are getting transfers in, and they're helping. And talking about Anthony Aaron, he takes a lot of stress off of Gabe McNeil, especially in the backfield where Gabe doesn't have to do everything anymore. Just leave the ball up to Anthony Aaron and let him get the job done.
You're exactly right. And they have honestly moved Gabe McNeil to a little bit of slot receiver, but he still gets those carries out of the backfield. But honestly, it's been a little bit different ever since Gabe McNeil has hurt his MCL. He has been out. He's missed 3 weeks of this season. Look for him to get more involved this week, not just in the backfield, but also in the passing game.
Yeah, he's a great player, and his quarterback is going to get it to him, Hunter Cunningham and Braxton Conway, whoever comes out tonight to start the game. Look for him to get the ball, and especially players like Isaiah Clark and Lex Logan and Braxton on the receiving front, not just the quarterback front.
I very much agree. I believe it is Hunter Cunningham who does have the starting nod here tonight. My main man, HC4, trotting on the field once again tonight.
HC4 trotting on the field.
And then we will go over to the Minford Falcons, a record of 2-7. It's been a frustrating year for the Falcons, but with a win over Oak Hill and a win over Chesapeake, they're yet to get a win in front of the home fans here. The last time that they got a win in front of their home fans was last season against Oak Hill. That was 409 days ago.
Yeah, week 2, was it week 2 or week 3? You came down here, commentated the game. They were very close with a very good Eastern team, in all honesty. Eastern is very good, to say the least. They're averaging, 45 points a game?
You're exactly right, Landon.
Both of their wide receiver and quarterback broke state touchdown records 2 weeks ago.
As the Valley Indians are getting amped up and looking to make their way out. They're jumping all around and about. It's almost that time. It's almost football time here in Muletown. You can hear the cowbells ringing on the away side. It's going to be a good one here on tap. You know, it's a good old-fashioned Lucasville-Minford Road rivalry. And in the last 10 home games that have been here, when the Indians and the Falcons have met, the Falcons have actually won the last 6 of the last 10 matchups when the Falcons host the Indians.
Yeah, Minford is not to be slept on, honestly, in this game. I think Minford will come out of the gates, take the lead early tonight, and maybe put the Valley Indians on upset alert.
The only thing – oh, sorry.
And ruin their chances to make the playoffs. I'm looking at players tonight, Curtis Glenn and Mason Bradley, the 2 dominant forces on this Minford team.
And here come the Falcons. It is their senior night. They know they're not going to make the playoffs, but they can play spoiler to the Indians. Trying to make Valley go on the road next week to play in the playoffs as the fog comes out, and you can see the fellas. They're coming out of the Big M. Sirens are ringing as Curtis Glenn and the fellas looking to pull off the upset tonight. This is going to be a good one. And here come the Falcons. Wearing their all gray uniforms tonight, Landon.
Yeah, I love the look for the Minford Falcons, especially in some of these players' last home game ever. They're looking to come out and insert dominance tonight.
They most definitely are. And you know how storybook it would be for Minford to come out of this one being 30-point underdogs and pulling off this win, especially without their top 2 weapons, and Wyatt Swick, who is out with a hamstring injury, and Peyton Cottle, who is out with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, big losses for this Minford team, especially because Wyatt Swick had, 200, 300 yards week 3 versus Eastern, he was their main deep ball guy, but, you know, and Peyton Cottle, someone who wasn't expected to play this year, who has 117 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns, who was a quarterback his sophomore year until he didn't play junior year. But, you know, I'm ready for this matchup. I don't know about you, Malachi, but it's time to rumble.
It's time to rumble. You know what time it is. It's football time here in Muletown as Jalen Bender is going to kick it away for the Valley Indians. And back to return will be Colt Donahoe and company. The Falcons will look to strike hard and strike first, as the Falcons are led by head coach Jordan Michael. After he left Fairland as an assistant coach, here he is in year number 2 of his rebuild here at Minford with a 3-16 record as a Falcon.
Yep. Yeah, Jordan McNeil, he seems like a younger guy from just like what I've seen. He is a younger guy, but, you know, back to you.
As Jalen Bender will kick it up and away, and it's time for football here in Minford. Colt Donahoe will get the receiving. Donahoe will go to the outside. Donahoe breaks through. Donahoe breaks free. Donahoe's got one man to beat. And he'll be down by Bender at the 40-yard line. Oh, my goodness. I said there's some magic in Muletown tonight, and what a start.
Yeah, just like I said, they're going to come out here, assert dominance, and they're going to come out here and they're going to put the Valley Indians on their toes.
And now, you know I talk about HC4, but now it's time for baby Patrick Mahomes to have his time. It's Curtis Glenn who's making his way out.
CG4.
CG4.
Trotting on the field.
Curtis Glenn, you know this guy can sling it deep. He's had a very hard time trying to evade sacks this year, but he's been getting better and better at it every week. This guy can sling it deep. I'm just very intrigued to see what they're going to do without Peyton Cottle and Wyatt Swick.
Yeah. Look for deep balls to Donahoe, the guy who just brought that return back to their 40.
He's got some speed. Glenn sends a man in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff. It's going to Bradley, but he'll be down in the backfield. Bradley will get about a couple yards on that carry, and it is now second down. But let's talk about this Minford offense real quick. Averaging 17 points per game when it comes to on the ground and through the air. 116 rushing yards per game and 164 passing yards per game. You know, 281 yards all around. This is a team that, you know, has a decent amount of yards, but they're just not executing.
Yeah, defense is hurting them currently this year. The defense is not coming up with stops whenever it's needed, but hopefully tonight that can change and they can put it all together. Especially on senior night, you never know what magic can happen. Glenn in an empty backfield, and he's going to take the quarterback keeper himself, but he is going to be stuffed by Blake Lundy and Tyler Carver and another host of Indians. It's an early third down for the Indians from around the, I mean, not the Indians, for the Falcons at around the 35-yard line. Is this Ty Borland range? I don't know. Ty Borland made a couple from around the 25, from the 25-yard line and out. He's made about a 35-yarder from what I saw in warm-ups, so I mean, maybe if you get it to pretty close and you don't want to go for it on fourth down, then maybe you can let Borland kick it away. The senior, he's gotten a lot better when it comes to kicking. Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you.
And a third down and 6 here at the Indian 35. Glenn ready to go, and it looks like we got a flag. It's going to be a pre-snap penalty. Oh, it's going to be on the Indians. Oh, my goodness, and the flag button has been pressed. And now it'll be a third down and 1 for the Minford Falcons. And now you can just run it up the middle with Mason Bradley. You can pass it to the outside. You know, you can do a lot of stuff here if you're Jordan Michael calling this offense.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you there. I'd like to see a handoff to the big dog, Mason Bradley.
I most definitely agree. Mason Bradley in the backfield here.
Most clutch pitcher in the SOC in the playoffs, question mark.
And it's going to be a quarterback keeper for Glenn. And I don't know if he's going to have enough. It looks like he does as he muscles through, and it's going to be a Falcon first down. Very nice job there by Curtis Glenn, using just barely enough. And Minford off to a red-hot start. Minford now taking their time after they get that first down. Glenn and them boys come out of it. And when you look at this Valley Indians defense, only allowing 15.6 points per game compared to the 25 last year. Here is Glenn on the read option. He will get about a gain of 3 to 4 yards. Not very much going on there. And now the senior. Here is Glenn. He's going to take the snap. Valley with an all-out blitz. Here comes Bradley. He goes to the outside. Bradley evades a tackle, but the ball is loose. It is going to be recovered. It is going to be recovered by the Falcons, but we got a flag on the play. And it's going to be a face mask, and that just killed that drive. Bradley face masked a man. You cannot do that. And that's just killer on this drive. Now it'll be a 2nd and 12 for Curtis Glenn and his fellas. What do you do after that? That's a killer penalty.
Yeah, I say let CG4 sling the rock here.
We haven't seen him do that much yet. It looks like they're not very confident. And oh my goodness, Glenn makes a man jump, and they will get 5 more yards without even snapping the football.
That really helps.
It's now a second. It's
And
now a
7.
2nd and 7. Yes, you're exactly right. And this is about Ty Boylan range, Landon, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and this makes it where they don't have to throw the rock here. I mean, they could run it, maybe get 4 yards.
I completely agree.
Or he breaks one to the house.
It looks
due. He's only got 2 touchdowns this year. He's due.
2 rushing touchdowns on the ground for Bradley, only 135 rushing yards. But Bradley trying to make something out of nothing there, but he is down right where he came. Maybe got a gain of 1. And it'll be a 3rd down and 6 here. We are yet to see a passing attempt by Curtis Glenn.
CG4 is leading the team in passing yards and rushing yards this year. Little Lamar Jackson dual threat quarterback type stuff right there.
6 rushing touchdowns, 12 passing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions for Glenn. He's done a very good job. Here is Glenn as he motions Bradley over to his left. Actually scratch that. He stays over. Glenn takes a snap, rolls out to his left. Glenn can't buy time, and down he goes. Glenn had nowhere to throw it. He's trying to motion Carter Frazee out to his left, and no one was open, and that is just a costly play right there. And now it'll be a 4th and 9 for the Minford Falcons. And it looks like they're going to stay. Glenn takes a snap, rolls out to his right. Does have a lot of time. Glenn's going to chuck it to the end zone. And that one almost thrown out of the end zone. Trying to target Carter Frazee. And Valley gets a 4 and out right there. Turnover on downs. Great job by the Indians. A bend don't break defense.
Yeah, I'd totally agree. They dropped back, and they were going to let him throw it, but, you know, they were going to be right there. He just couldn't hit his guy there.
That's got to be frustrating. You're right, knocking right on the door if you're the Falcons, and then all of a sudden you just have to give the ball away. And now it is time for HC4 to trot on the field. But instead, it looks like it's going to be Braxton Conaway under center. Conaway gets the starting nod here tonight.
Wow.
Very fast and athletic. trying to use that against this Minford defense. Conaway's going to chuck it deep, first play of the game, and that one is incomplete. Mason Bailey had a hand on it, almost intercepted, and all of a sudden, you'd like to have that one back if you're Conaway. Valley takes a deep shot.
Who would have thought that? Braxton Conway's first play of the game coming out here and chucking up a long bomb.
He kind of reminds me of a Justin Fields type guy. Has a lot of athleticism and kind of has some arm talent. It's just we haven't really seen it displayed yet. As here comes Conaway in a stack set along with Anthony Aaron. This one will be coming on Anthony Aaron, and he is down right where he came, only a gain of 2. And this Falcons side is amped up. It's an early 3rd down and 8. That's what happens sometimes when Valley's offensive coordinator decided to take a shot. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's a 3rd down and 8. What do you do here?
I'm not for sure, honestly. I would like to see a long pass here, or maybe a scramble out of the pocket, look for something down the ropes.
I say try and get one of your playmakers open. Get Lex Logan on the inside of the sticks and try and make something happen. But it's going to be a run to the outside over to Anthony Aaron, and Aaron will be shoved out, and it's going to be a 3 and out. The Falcons hold the Indians.
Wow.
But who knows if they're going to stay on the field or not. Coach Crabtree is going to send out Jalen Bender in this punt unit.
I think that's the smartest thing to do here, Malachi.
This place is loud, Landon.
Yeah. I feel like this is the right decision from the Valley coaching staff, especially because, you're not gaining a lot in your first couple plays. Just play it safe here, because if you don't, then you put Minford at your 30-yard line.
And Jalen Bender boots that one back to about the 30-yard line. And Curtis Glenn tried to make something happen, but just lets it go. Doesn't even try and touch the ball. And they're down at the 15-yard line. And now Curtis Glenn and his fellas trot back onto the field, looking for a little bit better of a result. Glenn on that last drive had one pass attempt, and it was incomplete. He tried to chug a deep shot over to senior wide receiver Carter Frazee, but that one didn't work out, Landon.
Yeah, it didn't, but, new drive. They're backed up to their own 10-yard line here, but, anything can happen.
Here is Glenn alone in the backfield with Mason Bradley. Glenn sends a man in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. And the Indians have an answer. They don't even get a yard. A host and trio of Indians just takes him down in the backfield. A very nice job, well done by the Valley Indians. As Nolan Barnett leading the charge right there for the Valley Indians. A tremendous job there by the senior. Glenn ready to go once again. Looks like he's calling it audible, giving some signs out to the wide receivers. Glenn drops back, takes the snap. He doesn't have time. It's going to be a screen to the outside over to Mason Bradley. And Bradley is loose. Bradley's got one man to beat. It's going to be Conaway, and he gets it outside and makes 2 men bump into each other. It's a Minford Falcon first down. About a gain of 15. I like the play call there from Jordan Michael. He put it in the athlete's hands and make something happen. Also, amazing blocking by the wide receivers on that left side.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with you. Great play calling there by Jordan Michael. Spicing things up a little bit.
When you aren't the more talented team and you have some athletes, what you have to do is use those athletes to your advantage. Yeah. You have an athletic quarterback. You have an athletic running back. Use it to your advantage. And that's exactly what Jordan Michael is doing so far on this drive. Here is Glenn. He makes a man miss. Makes another man miss, but it's only a gain of about 2. Michael goes back to the quarterback keeper on a first down and 10. And it'll be about a 2nd and 9. Gabe McNeil in there once again. This senior defender does really great downhill in the run game, and he's shown it there once again. you can tell that there's been a big difference for the Valley defense when he's out there on the field.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you. He struggled with the injury a little bit, but, he's been battling back, and that's what you need from your senior leader.
After an MCL injury that kept him out for 3 weeks, McNeil is finally back in. It looks like better than ever the way he's been running tonight. As Glenn will roll out to his left. Glenn trying to make a decision, and he'll barely get a yard. This time it is Connor Wilson who's all over him there, a senior outside linebacker. You can see him getting amped up after the play. He's like a Brian Dawkins type of guy.
Yeah, I'd have to totally agree with you there, Malachi.
I've seen Connor Wilson play a lot of football, and he's a madman out there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
As it is now 3rd down and 9 for the Falcons. Jordan Michael looking to spice something up here. And what has surprisingly been a low-scoring ball game to thus far.
Yeah, I'd have to totally agree. I thought it was going to be a shootout at this point of the game.
You know what they say, when it's a rivalry game, you throw all the records out of the books and you just let them play football. As Glenn is brought down. Oh, my goodness. It looks like the ball came out, but it'll stay with the Falcons, and Mason Bradley will now have to punt it up and away. It'll be a 4th down for the Minford Falcons. Curtis Glenn just had no time in the pocket. They were trying to get some time for him to throw it deep, but
they just couldn't find anyone down the field for him.
Could not find anyone down the field, and the O-line didn't give him a lot of time there either.
Yeah.
As Mason Bradley is going to be the one punting it up and away. And it'll be Braxton Conaway who will return this punt. 2 upperclassmen going up against each other. Here is Bradley. Almost blocked right there by J. Hugh Howard, but this punt, pretty solid one, as it's going to keep on rolling. And it'll be down at around the 44-yard line of the Indians. And now you got Hunter Cunningham most likely coming out on this drive. But it looks like Braxton Conaway is once again coming out with a signal calling.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised.
I am too. Hunter Cunningham, he is the best passer on. He's the best passer on that Valley team. Braxton Conway is out there for more athleticism because Hunter Cunningham does not have the wills as Braxton. But, I'd rather have the pocket passer in there, throwing the ball deep, getting something started.
As here is Conaway along in the backfield with McNeil. It's a quarterback keeper for Conaway, and he is jammed up. You can tell that Coach Jordan Michael worked on the run game all week. The Valley Indians said, you're going to have to try and stop the run before we throw this ball. But right now, they are very much stopping them. Amazing and impressive job by the Falcons. That is going to be prescribed as a loss of 1. It'll be a 2nd down and 11 for the Indians. Here's Conaway once again. It's a toss to the outside over to Aaron. And Aaron is squashed. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Lightning in a bottle for the Falcons. It's a trio of baby birds coming at them. And it is going to be a 3rd and forever for the Indians. Oh, my goodness. I am shocked, to say the least, Landon.
Yeah, I'd have to totally agree with you there, Malachi. I did not expect this.
I just want to know where this run defense came from for Minford.
Came out of the boonies.
And now here's Conaway chucking it up. And that one is caught by Logan. And he will have enough for the 1st down. It looks like he has enough for the line again. And the Indians catch the Falcons off guard on a 3rd and a mile. A very nice job rolling out. And Lex Logan, the senior, a good runner, quick out of the breaks. Right there once again for the first completion of this ball game.
Yeah.
Now it's Conaway. He's going to hand it off to Aaron. Aaron finds a hole. Aaron for the 1st down. We got an update from Wheelersburg.
In the Pumpkin Bowl. or the
The Halloween Bowl.
The Halloween
Landon.
Bowl. So the pumpkin is on the trophy. It's a pumpkin football.
But
anyways,
it is 7-6 Wheelersburg in the SOC championship game right now. West is battling, Landon.
yeah. You know, I thought Berg would come out there and, you know, beat him up straight out of the gates. But, you know, it is the beginning of the game. You know, time will tell.
It's kind of like this game, honestly.
Yeah.
As Conaway and his fellows trying to make something happen before the play clock runs out. It's down to 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Conaway on the quarterback keeper. And Conaway is stuffed. Maybe a gain of 1, if not no yards. And that's most likely going to do it here for quarter number 1 as the play clock and the quarter clock are right down under single digits. And that is going to be the end of quarter number 1, it looks like. Braxton Conaway coming into the huddle. I don't think they realize how much time's left on the clock. And that's going to be the end of quarter number 1. Your score at the end of quarter number 1, it is the Valley Indians 0 and the Minford Falcons also 0. What a defensive matchup we have here in Muletown after 1.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to totally agree with you there. It's been a defensive battle. You know, we talked about this last night. We said that it was going to be an offensive shootout, but I guess we were wrong.
You know, I'm always in for a defensive clash. I don't care. I just want this to be a great game.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree. I want to see a close one tonight.
The last time that the Minford Falcons played against the Indians here in Muletown in 2021 was when they won 45-9 in a big victory there. But in these last 2 matchups, it's been all Indians.
Yeah. I mean, the Indians, they've been on an uprise ever since last year. They really struggled last year. But, you know, they've turned it around, and they're proving to people why they belong.
Valley has not let Minford score any points in the last 2 matchups. Over the past 2 years, it is 61-0. Valley outscoring Minford in the last 2 ball games.
Wow.
13 straight scoreless quarters for the Falcons against the Indians. As this one's going to be up the middle for Anthony Aaron, and he will get jammed after about a 4-yard gain. It's going to be a close 3rd down. But the thing is that Valley will most likely get 3 points out of this no matter what, because you got a really good leg in Jalen Bender on your side.
Yeah, you do. He's very accurate. Reminds me a lot of the Heimbach kid from Wellsburg. 2 great players.
But we've also seen some little problems with the snap. Remember when we were at West and Valley and the kicking unit just could not help Jalen Bender out.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally true.
And now here's Conaway to the outside. He goes back on the inside. Conaway's loose. Conaway makes a man miss. And Conaway's in the end zone. Touchdown, Valley Indians. Conaway makes 3 men miss. And the Indians start this thing off in the Lucasville-Minford Road rivalry.
Wow.
A great start right there for the Indians. And quarter number 2, the floodgates have opened. It is 6-0. Now it'll be Jalen Bender coming out to kick it up and away. Here is Bender. He will kick it up, and that one is good. Out of the stadium it goes. And it is 7-0 in advantage of the Indians.
Yeah. You know, we expected this in the first quarter, but, you know, Braxton Conway finally broke one loose, and he made him pay.
I'm very surprised that we have not seen Hunter Cunningham yet in this ballgame.
I am too, but, you know, maybe, you know, you got to stick with the player who scores, and, you know, Conway just proved a little bit why he's starting today.
He was cruising on that drive, that's for sure. Now here comes Jalen Bender. Last time it was a kickoff to Colt Donahoe. We saw what happened. Here is Bender to kick it up and away. as the Falcons look to respond here on their third drive of the day. Bender taking his time, nonchalantly takes a step, and the kick is up. This one will be just short of the end zone, and here comes Donahoe. Donahoe looking for a lane, and this time he will not get as much blocking as he did. It'll be about a 23-yard return. He'll be down to the 24-yard line. And now Curtis Glenn and these boys, you got to get something started on offense in this rivalry game.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis, he needs to just try to find one of his receivers out in the pocket. He just needs to try to get something started for this Minford offense, especially someone like Carter Frazee, who has 324 passing yards, receiving yards, my bad, this year with 2 touchdowns. So, that could be a guy that's valuable.
Frazee, the leading receiver without Cottle and Swick in the ball game here tonight. As this one's going to be a quarterback keeper on the read option. Looks like he should have stuck with Bradley. He had a wide open lane. It'll only be a gain of like 1 or 2. As that one was about a gain of 3, the Falcons looking to respond here. Minford's just had a rough time getting the ball moving ever since that nice return by Colt Donahoe. It's just been rough for him. Here is Glenn along with Bradley. Bradley will get the handoff. No, excuse me, it's a read option over to Glenn, but the Indians are all over it. And now it is going to be third down and 6 for this Minford Falcons offense. What do you do here, Landon?
You got to pass it. You got to stop relying on the read options, things like that, and you just got to come out here and sling this ball.
You can clearly see the Indians are not taking any bait that is thrown at them. They are just going wherever the ball goes. And that's when you know you have a good defense. Here is Glenn, along with Bradley in the backfield. And we got a timeout, it looks like, by Coach Michael. While both teams take a break, we would like to thank our sponsors. Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics. The Scioto River. And, of course, the UPS store. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Make sure to follow all of our social media platforms, especially here on YouTube, along with Facebook, Twitter/X, and of course our Instagram at RCSM740. At RCSM740. With 9 minutes and 25 seconds left to play here in quarter number 2, we got a good one here in Muletown brewing up.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you, Malachi.
As Curtis Glenn rolls out to his right, trying to buy himself time, and he just goes down, releases the ball right before he got sacked, and it's going to be another 3 and out for the Falcons. This is just frustrating, Landon.
Yeah, you can't get the offense going. I mean, after that first drive, it's all just nothing's been clicking for this team.
You can clearly tell they're missing their best 2 players in Wyatt Swick and Peyton Cottle.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you there.
And now Mason Bradley was the one who's going to punt it up and away. And that one will be a fair catch by Conaway as Colt Donahoe broke through and made him get the fair catch. And now here come the Valley Indians trotting out once again. And here comes Braxton Conaway and the boys trotting out once again. After that big touchdown, what do you do here to repeat that drive, Landon?
You know, trust your quarterback. Let him run it on the feet.
And they run it on the feet. They do, but Conaway gets boomstick behind the line. An amazing hit right there. After the 1 yard loss, Conaway, hopefully he's not seeing other colors. Here's Conaway. He's going to give it to the outside over to Anthony Aaron. Anthony Aaron explodes, has enough for the first down as he gets brought at around the 40-yard line. Anthony Aaron just explodes off a jet sweep. They're just trying different ways to get him the ball. And Conaway and his boys with a fresh set of downs now. And here it comes. It's going to be a read option. Here's Conaway. And he's going to explode through once again. Evading tacklers, evading man before he's brought down at the 20. Braxton Conaway is amped up. You can just see that athleticism. You'll love to see Braxton Conaway rising to the occasion in this rivalry game, Landon.
Yeah, you know, Braxton Conaway, you know, I'm very impressed with what he's doing right now.
Here's Conaway once again from his own from the other 22. Gives it over to number 22, Anthony Aaron, and he's got the first down a little bit more. Anthony Aaron breaks through, and he will be down right before the end zone, but we got flags on the play. Anthony Aaron making plays, but that flag is going to go on the field. And let's see what the call is here. What do you think happened there, Landon?
I think that it was a holding on the offense there, if I'm not wrong.
Coach Nolan Crabtree not happy with whatever is being called, most likely. He is very upset. The referee's trying to make a decision. This is a very interesting turn of events, as all the referees are breaking it down. We will take a break. You are watching Ohio High School football here on River City Sports Media. And it looks like the Indians are going to be moved all the way back to about the 28-yard line. It looks like there was illegal participation after the play. And now the Indians will be going back to the 22. Braxton Conaway taking his time going onto the field. As the play clock has now returned to its form, and we are now back to football here in Muletown. And here is Conaway. He will hand it off to McNeil. McNeil finds a hole. McNeil breaks free, and you already know it. Lightning strikes. Touchdown, Indians.
There is a flag on the play.
Oh, no, another flag on the play. Oh, no. And it looks like this one might be coming back. I wonder what is going on here, Landon. And it looks like we're doing it once again. This time it'll be from about the 16-yard line. I wonder what is going on down there. Here's a second down and 3. Conaway will give it to the outside. It's Gabe McNeil. McNeil will be brought down after the first. This Indians run game is just absolutely suffocating the Falcons right now.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you. It just looks like they're just getting whatever run they want.
It'll be a first and goal here for the Valley Indians from the 7-yard line. Can the Falcons get a big stand and only hold them to a field goal here? You got about 7 minutes left here. Got to try and make something happen.
Yeah, you sure do.
We have an update from Wheelersburg. It is 14-6 in advantage. And now here is Conaway. He's going to hand up the middle to Anthony Aaron, and Aaron is in on the draw play. Touchdown, Indians. And just like that, the Indians are up 2 scores before the end of the half. This Indians ground game is just pouncing on every chance. And now here's Jalen Bender. He will kick it up and away. Kick is up. Kick is obviously good. There is a reason why Jalen Bender has college offers to play at the next level. And your score is now 14-0 in advantage of the Valley Indians. Curtis Glenn and his boys better do something quick. We got about 6 minutes left here in quarter number 2. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics, the Scioto River, and the UPS store. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors very, very much. Here in the battle of Lucasville-Minford Road, it looks like everything is going the Indians' way all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you. Indians are just running all over this Minford defense so far. Score update from Sideville. Notre Dame 13, East 0.
That's kind of a shocking score. I thought it would be 50-0 by now.
Yeah, and East is currently driving down the field on the Notre Dame 30-yard line.
Interesting. Here's Jalen Bender on a squib kick this time. And Cole Donahoe lets it go in the back of the end zone. But it looks like he did not touch it. What in the world? That was weird. And Donahoe is not going to be able to receive that one. It's going to be a touchback, and now Curtis Glenn will have it from his own 20. And now here comes Curtis Glenn and this offense onto the field. With about 6 minutes and 39 seconds left in half number 1. Glenn and these boys, they got to execute right here before the half, especially since Valley gets the ball out of the break. And here is Glenn. He's going to give it off the screen to Bradley, and Bradley is stuffed by Nick Queen. And he is amped up. We have a score update from Wheelersburg and West. And the West Senators just scored a touchdown. And all of a sudden, it is 14-12. Berg is only up by 2. A shocking development.
Wow.
In Ed Miller Stadium.
The West Senators came to play today. That's their Super Bowl.
It's called the Halloween Bowl for a reason, Landon. Here is Glenn trying to create something, and he is not going anywhere. Nolan Barnett is amped up. And it is now going to be a 3rd down and 19 for the Minford Falcons. You got to make something happen here through the air.
Yeah, you really do. You just got to get something here.
This
Especially
Indians
it being a
defense.
3rd and 19.
This Indians defense trying to make it 3 years in a row without the Falcons scoring any points.
It's going to be tough to do, but it's not impossible.
Here is Glenn. He's dropping back. Glenn looking for a splash play over the middle, and that one way behind Isaiah Robertson. And Glenn is down after the play, and he is struggling to get up. Hopefully he's all right. It's just been a rough night at the office for the Minford Falcons offense.
Yeah.
And already we got a flag on the plays. Mason Bradley was about to punt it away. And it's going to be a false start on the Falcons. That was very odd. Now Mason Bradley is going to have to punt from the field goal post. It's just a rough night at the office for Muletown. And here is Bradley. He's going to kick it up and away. It'll be around the 35-yard line. And that's going to be a fair catch there by Conaway. As he will fair catch it, now he will be taking the snaps. Let's see what Conaway can do here with about 5 minutes left on the clock. As here comes Conaway at the end here of quarter number 2, trying to punch it in and make it 21-zip.
Yeah, you know, it would be great to see Valley take a 21-point lead going into the half. That would have definitely helped their momentum and maybe put this game out of reach. As Conaway is going to drop back.
Conaway chucking it deep, intercepted! What a lightning strike for the Falcons! Colt Donahoe, once again, what a day he has had. A great kick return and a nice interception.
Wow. Colt Donahoe, have yourself a game, buddy.
Never mind, it is going to be Trenton Scalf. The senior has only had 15 tackles on the season, but gets an interception right there, his first interception of the season.
Wow. Trenton Scalf.
And all of a sudden, Curtis Glenn is back out on the field with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. And here is Curtis Glenn trying to run it up the middle, trying to give himself some space, and that is not going to get any yardage. This Indians defense has an answer for everything Minford's thrown at them. And here comes Curtis Glenn trotting out once again. You got to get something going here on this offensive side. This has just been rough for Minford. The referee is yet to touch the ball. Hang on a second.
A little bit of confusion down there.
I wonder what's going on. And the coaches are not happy. I wonder what is going on. Curtis Glenn talking to Jordan Michael. I wonder what's going on down there. These referees are just confusing me.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you.
While this confusion is being sorted out, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics. The Scioto River. And the UPS store. As Curtis Glenn is being taken out of the game, Mason Bailey, the freshman backup quarterback, is in for the first time this season. The freshman being thrown into a very weird spot as they're pinned against their own goal line at the 6, to be exact. Here on a 2nd and 9, let's see what the Young Guns got in them. Bailey takes a snap and wonder what's going on here. Looks like another flag on the play. What is going on? As now Adrian Henderson is coming into the ball game, and Carter Frazee is taking a seat. I am so confused right now. Bailey was supposed to be taking the snap, but instead, now here's Bailey. He'll hand it off to Bradley. Bradley is not going anywhere. He might be down in his own end zone. And the Indians want a safety call, but this one's going to be right before the 1-yard line. And Curtis Glenn comes back into the ball game. I wonder what happened that made them take him out. My sources say that I guess Glenn did not have his mouthpiece in, and when you have any sort of equipment taken off of you, you obviously have to come out of the game. So in came Mason Bailey to hand off the ball one time, and now Curtis Glenn's back in. You got to do something here. It's 3rd and 9 from your own 6. Here is Glenn with everybody in. Oh, my goodness. That one is low. Everybody on Lucasville's side was blitzing that time. And this offensive struggles continue for Minford. This is just ugly.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you there, Malachi.
But wait a second. We got another flag on the play. This has just been a wacky game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the flag has now been waved off by the referees. With about 3 minutes left in this ball game, Mason Bradley will punt it away once again. Bradley, the senior, kicks it up and away. This one will be at around the 30, but it gets a lot of bounce. And this one will be dropped as Glenn tries to kick the ball to give him a little bit of an advantage. Glenn with that goofball personality of his trying to make something happen as that punt will be around the 40. as here comes Hunter Cunningham, HC4 into the game for the first time today. Very interesting to see him coming in this late into the ball game, especially here in half number 1.
Yeah.
Here in the I formation, toss to the outside, and they stuff him up. Aaron's still on his feet, but it's going to go for no gain, and it'll be a loss of 3. Cunningham with a toss to the outside, and it doesn't work out. Aaron sent packing. It'll be a 2nd down and 14. A great start for this Minford offense. Minford defense. As it looks like number 59, Noah Wittig, the senior, having a hard time getting up. But it looks like he is fine. He'll play on. Here is Cunningham, ready to take the snap. Cunningham on the play action, rolls to his right. Cunningham doesn't have time to throw. He chucks it up to McNeil, and that one is caught. Gabe McNeil gets connected by Hunter Cunningham. It'll be a 1st down to about the 25.
HC4, first pass of the game.
And like we talked about, HC4, the junior, very accurate in the mid-range, and that's a mid-range pass right there once again. He just knows how to loft the football in there, Landon.
Yeah, he surely does.
Cunningham along with Aaron in the backfield once again. And this one will be taken to the outside by McNeil, but he is stuffed by an army of Falcons. You like to see this team showing resilience right when the adversity is knocking on the door. With about a minute left in this in this half. Let's see what HC4 and the Valley Indians can do. It's 2nd down, and it's going to be kept by Aaron. Aaron has enough for the 1st down. A very nice job, well done. Cunningham kept it for a second, kind of caught the Falcons off guard, and then all of a sudden, it's a 1st down. We have an update from Wheelersburg. Brady Doss reels it in for about a 50-yard touchdown from Braylon Rucker. And all of a sudden, the Berg is now up 20-12, and they will now try and go for 2. And here is Cunningham. He'll hand it off to Aaron. Aaron bats his off a man. Aaron to the outside, trying to fight. He has enough for the 1st down, and he will get out of bounds. They'll stop the clock at 43 seconds. Timeout, Valley Indians. Coach Crabtree calls his first timeout of the half. And while that timeout is going on, we'd like to thank our sponsors. The Scioto River, the UPS Store, Dave's Gutter Done, and Brace Yourself Orthodontics. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. We would also like to remind you guys to follow all of our social media platforms here on River City Sports Media at RCSM740. You can catch us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Fine. And we are back here on River City Sports Media. As ambulance is making its way onto the field, we are back to playing football, and Gabe McNeil is stuffed right where he came as the clock is going to keep on ticking down. And it's going to be another timeout used by the Indians. Landon, let's look at the scores around the area. What do you got for us?
With our little halftime update show almost. Some scores in the area. And the SOC 1, we have Notre Dame 20, East 0. And in the SOC 2, Northwest 0, Oak Hill 0. Waverly 7, Worthing Christian 7. Portsmouth West 12, Willsburg 21. And see if we can get some score updates from the OVC while you are commentating this next play. Actually, biggest game in the area, Athens versus Nelsonville York, both 9-0. Nelsonville York is winning that one, 14-0.
Interesting. Well, we greatly appreciate it, Landon. Now it's back to football. 35 seconds left. The Indians trying to knock on the door and get up 21-0. And here comes Conaway to the outside, and he will be down, but he is in for the touchdown. Conaway has 2 rushing touchdowns on the night, and this Indians ground game is just assaulting this Minford Falcons defense. And you love to see this from the Indians. They're coming in here, and they're taking care of business, Landon.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you. They're coming out here, and they're playing very well tonight. This is the best I've seen that quarterback room work all year.
As Jalen Bender will kick this one up and away. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick is also good as it almost hits off the flagpole. And with 31 seconds left here in half number 1, it is Valley 21 and the Minford Falcons 0. What a job well done by these Indians, making a statement here in this rivalry game.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you, Malachi.
And as both teams take a break, we will as well. You are watching Ohio High School football here on River City Sports Media. River City Sports Media welcomes you back here to Muletown as the Minford Falcons are down in this rivalry matchup 21-0 against the Valley Indians. To my right, my partner in crime, Landon Schultz. As Jalen Bender on another rough kick by Bender. It's going to be a rough return here by Donahoe. He'll get it back to about the 24-yard line. Bender has that weird knuckleball movement that deceives these good receiving players like Donahoe. It's just very odd.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you there.
As all of a sudden, it's 26 seconds left here in half number 1. And if you're Curtis Glenn, you got to chuck this one up.
Yeah, you do, really.
And here comes the play clock whistle coming in. Here is Glenn with 2 receivers out to his left. Glenn claps, takes a snap, drops back, going uphill. Down he goes. It's the madman, Gabe McNeil. And it's going to be a timeout used by Jordan Michael here. We have a score update from Rock Hill. It is the Coal Grove Hornets who lead it 6-0 over the Rock Hill Redmen at halftime.
Yeah, you know, that's playoff contentions right there for both teams. Rock Hill started out the season, with 1 loss, and they've lost their last 2 or 3 games. Got a big upset last week versus Chesapeake also. It's
just very interesting, especially with Ironton rumored to be kicked out of the playoffs as of right now. They are not in any longer. That could make Coal Grove have a home playoff game. And if Valley wins, they could be playing Northwest or Portsmouth.
Yeah.
If Ironton is officially out of the playoffs at Valley.
I would love to see a Northwest versus Valley round 2.
I would very much agree. And as long as Valley holds on to this one, we may or may not already have our ticket booked in the press box for next week, Landon.
Yeah, we might. It'd be a nice sight to see. Maybe get another one after that. We don't know what the future holds. As our great cameraman, Landon Lancaster, will not be there next week, we will be very sad.
As Curtis Glenn will trot back onto the field here with about 13 seconds left. You just got to make something happen here. Use your athletes, go down the field, and try and get open in space. It's been a rough go here for Glenn. It's easier said than done, but let's see what they can do here. Glenn doesn't have time in the pocket, makes some men miss. Here comes Glenn. He loses the arm sleeve, makes Lundy miss. Here he goes. Another spin move. Another spin move. Down, but guess what? That's the end of the half. Glenn with an amazing scramble, but it doesn't matter for the highlights. At the end of the first half, it is the Minford Falcons 0 and the Valley Indians 21. What a ball game the Indians have played here tonight. Conaway with 2 rushing touchdowns, and Anthony Aaron with the other. Lightning strikes here for the Valley Indians. An amazing last-ditch effort there by Curtis Glenn to try and make something happen with his feet. It doesn't work out, unfortunately, and the Falcons are now down 21-0 heading into the locker room. Now we will most definitely check the scores around the area, like we said earlier. First in the SOC2, we got a barn burner in the Halloween Bowl between Wheelersburg and West. And it is 21-12, an advantage of the Wheelersburg Pirates at the Berg in quarter number 2. And obviously here it is 21-0 is the Valley Indians over the Minford Falcons. And at halftime, it is 0-0 between Northwest and Oak Hill. A slugfest over there right beside the Piggly Wiggly. And from the Worthington Christian side, it is them going up against the Waverly Tigers. And it is the Tigers who are down 14-7 in that one. In the SOC1, it is still 13-0 in advantage of the Notre Dame Titans. We have no score updates, unfortunately, from Sims Valley and South Gallia. And all of a sudden, we got a lot of good games going on in this area. It's just been awesome to see. Now we will go to the stats of our game here in Muletown. The Minford Falcons have been most definitely struggling, but when we look at this offensive side for the Indians, it is Anthony Aaron with 62 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Braxton Conaway with 50 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And through the air, it's Braxton Conaway and Hunter Cunningham having a combined 26 yards through the air. Gabe McNeil with 11 of those receiving yards and 15 by Lex Logan. And then 2 sacks from Gabe McNeil and also 3 tackles. He's just had an amazing effort thus far. This Valley Indians team is playing as well as you could have played, scoring 21 points there in quarter number 2, hoping to keep the foot on the gas. But as the band starts to play and the snacks are starting to get eaten, we will take a break here on River City Sports Media. We'll be back to you here for half number 2. River City Sports Media welcomes you back here on our halftime show. I am Malak Arizona. On my right, my partner in crime, Landon Schultz. And here we go. We got a good one here in Muletown. It is the Valley Indians that lead the Minford Falcons 21-0. Anthony Aaron with a rushing touchdown and a Braxton Conaway with a duo of rushing touchdowns. Colt Donahoe kick return got us off started, and this place was loud here in Muletown. But unfortunately after that, Minford has had no offensive success since. Both sides getting amped up. It is senior night for the Falcons, and if they want to try and make this last game at home memorable, they better do something here in the second half. As we have about 50 seconds left here before we kick off our third quarter action. Both sides getting amped up here in this cold October weather. One of the oldest rivalries in Scioto County. Ready to kick off once again. For the Falcons, they look to try and score points for the first time in 3 years against the Valley Indians. The last time that the Minford Falcons scored against the Valley Indians, it was a very, very, very long time. That was 3 years ago in 3 days. 3 years and 3 days, that's how long it's been for this Minford Falcons team since they've scored on Valley. Last year, they lost 37-0. The year before that, they lost 24-0. And tonight, they're facing almost the same fate, down 21-0 at the end of half number one. Minford will have to kick this ball up and away, and Ty Borland will be used for the first time this evening. The senior kicker, 6 for 7 on PATs this season. But as both teams trot out, we would like to thank our sponsors. Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics. The Scioto River. And the UPS store. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. As Sandstorm is playing here in Muletown, Ty Borland will kick it away. Back to return is Jet Hall. Jet Hall this season, very great athlete, that's for sure. This is his first year playing high school football, and he is a senior. He has not played since junior high, but he's had a decent season doing what he can, as Connor Wilson is the one who recollects the kick. Connor Wilson gets loose to the outside. Here goes Wilson. He is brought down at around the 45-yard line. A nice job right there by the third-string running back, Connor Wilson. As it looks like Cole Darby is shaking up the Minford left guard. Having a rough time right there on the kick return side. And now trotting out for the Indians, it looks like it is Braxton Conaway. The signal caller has 2 rushing touchdowns here on the night. No passing touchdowns for him yet in this ballgame in this Lucasville-Minford Road rivalry. Here is Conaway, along with Aaron in the backfield. 3 receivers out to Conaway's right, 1 to his left. Conaway takes a snap, hands it up the middle over to Anthony Aaron, and he is stuffed. It'll be about a gain of no yards. If not, then it's going to be a loss of a yard. Anthony Aaron's been jammed on a lot of these first down runs. But anything after first down, it seems like Anthony Aaron's always loose. Like we said earlier, Anthony Aaron transferred from Columbus 2 years ago, now lives in Valley, and he couldn't be happier, having over 1,000 yards on the season and also double-digit touchdowns. Making a name for himself in the SOC. As here's a pitch to the outside over to Anthony Aaron, but he is met by a brick wall. An amazing stop there by the Falcons. Curtis Glenn amped up right there. And now it's an early 3rd down and 13. This Falcon defense coming out with lightning in a bottle as Ty Borland has been taken off the field, and so has, Austin Cole. Here's Conaway. He's going to roll out to his left. Conaway chucks it, and it's incomplete off the hands of Isaiah Clark, and they are not happy. And the Minford Falcons start this ball game off with a 3-and-out. And now Curtis Glenn has a little bit of momentum. Let's see if this Minford Falcons team can find lightning in a bottle here. We have an update from Wheelersburg as that punt is up in the air by Jalen Bender, and that'll be down to around the 25-yard line. But like I said, we got an update from Wheelersburg. It is the Pirates who lead it 35-12 after an interception to put Berg in scoring position. And then Wheelersburg scored again right after that. And all of a sudden, when you thought it was an upset alert, well, the West Senator fans have been upset. It is 35-12 if you did not hear me the first time there in Wheelersburg. And it looks like you have an outright SOC champion, folks. Curtis Glenn trying to make something happen without his 2 best wide receivers in Wyatt Swick and Peyton Cottle. It's been a struggle. Here is Mason Bradley to the outside on the run. He gets about a gain of 5 or 6. A nice start there by Mason Bradley. One of the first positive runs we've seen the senior running back have tonight. It's been a struggle for him this year. 135 rushing yards and only 2 rushing touchdowns before the beginning of this ball game. The senior back trying to make his last game worthwhile. And if you really want to make this worthwhile, imagine coming back and trying to beat your rivals on your home field. Glenn here working with a manageable 2nd and 7 from their own 30-yard line. Bradley in motion. Here is Glenn. He will take the snap. It's going to be a read option. Glenn and his athleticism. Oh, no, he trips. He had a chance to take it to the outside, but he cuts back in, and that will result in him only getting a yard or 2. And this Falcons team, after getting that stop once again, it's just been a struggle on this offensive end. Glenn here on a crucial 3rd down. Trying to get his team back into this thing. Glenn drops back, chucks it up for Frazee, incomplete. Connor Wilson on the coverage right there. Frazee had a hand on it, but nothing else more than that. And Minford might pack it up here, but it looks like they're going to keep him on the field. But Curtis Glenn is limping and limping badly. And it looks like Bradley's just going to punt it away. Honestly, this has just been a rough go for Minford offensively. Nothing's been able to go their way, and Glenn is just in agonizing pain. It looks like he's cramping up. Hopefully it's only cramps. We don't want anything more serious than that. And while both teams take a little bit of a break, we'd like to thank our sponsors once again. In the Scioto River, the UPS store, Dave's Gutter None, and Brace Yourself Orthodontics. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. And also make sure to follow us on our platforms on social media at RCSM740. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter/X, and Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel right here on River City Sports Media. It means a lot. Every follower means a lot. We would greatly appreciate it. And with Glenn still being down, we are going to take a break. You're watching Ohio High School football here in Week 10. It's Rivalry Week on River City Sports Media. As Curtis Glenn makes his way off the field, Mason Bradley is ready to punt it away for this Minford Falcons special teams unit. Curtis Glenn looks like he was just getting that leg stretched out, a little bit of a rough cramp. Kind of scared everybody that is a Minford Falcon fan. Here is Mason Bradley, the senior, ready to punt it away. And the snap is low, and oh my, the Indians are on it! Colt Donahoe on the snap. Connor Wilson takes advantage. What in the world did I just see? Donahoe with a low snap. Bradley couldn't get a hand on it, and Connor Wilson came in storming like a madman and recovered that football. And the Indians are now inside the red zone, and they didn't even have to move a muscle. And you can see the frustration on Colt Donahoe's face after that one.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you. You know, just a bad play there by the Minford Falcons.
And now here's Braxton Conaway giving it to the outside. Over to Anthony Aaron. Aaron is brought down in his tracks, and this Minford Falcons run defense once again doing what they did at the beginning of the first half, playing very well.
Yeah, you know, moving the ball, just getting everything started and rolling.
As now it is a 2nd down and 11 for the Valley Indians as the temperatures are dropping. Jackets are being put on here in Milltown.
It's a cold night tonight.
It's October. What can you expect? As Conaway takes it on the read option, he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. Conaway's 3rd touchdown in the ball game. He has a hat trick.
Conaway.
This is amazing if you're the Indians. You're just coming out here and you're dominating them. Coming out here at 30-point favorites, and you're just taking it to your rival. Now here's Jalen Bender trotting out for the 4th time today. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is also good. You can count it for the Valley Indians as a little fan just caught the ball on the outside of the stadium. It is 28-0, and it is all Valley Indians, folks. What a statement made. A muffed, dropped punt via a rough snap by Cole Donahoe. And then Mason Bradley just couldn't get to it. Connor Wilson came in storming after the football. And all of a sudden, it is 28-0 here on Rivalry Week.
Yeah. You love to see it. I'll try to catch some score updates while we got a little bit of a break. Looks like the game of the week, Nelsonville York versus Athens, is now 20-6 in Nelsonville's favor.
Nelsonville York's a legit team. If there's anyone that can beat Berg or Ironton, if one of those teams make it in the playoffs, it's Nelsonville York.
Yeah. Portsmouth is down to Ironton right now, 34-13 at halftime.
Interesting. Ironton with a little bit of a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to lie. There's been a lot of drama going around about this Ironton team, Landon. I mean, we may be calling it an SOC football game, but it's hard not to ignore what we heard.
Yeah. Recruiting allegations. Me and Malachi will not say whether it's true or false because we don't know the full story. But
as Colt Donahoe, a nice return there to about the 40. Sorry to cut you off, Landon. I thought we had a big play there.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just a name of the game. This isn't college football. You can't recruit. But, you know, there has been big things down there in Ironton the last couple of years. And if this is the way it ends, then, you know, it's the end of the road. But, you know, in the future, if this really does stay true to the meeting tomorrow and things do happen, as people have been saying, then, you know, look for Williamsburg, Nelsonville, York, or teams like that to get out of the region and go to state. You're
exactly right, Landon. I completely agree with you. With Ironton being knocked out, I mean, as much as it stinks, it's time for these D5 Region 19 teams like Valley is also in there. You'd like to see what they can do. As Glenn trying to evade traffic, he has no time to throw. He just chucks it up for a Hail Mary to the outside, and Borland is led out of bounds.
A big shocker at Northwest. It is the Oak Hill Oaks and the Northwest Mohawks tied 0-0 at halftime.
Still at halftime. I was updating that ball game, Landon, and it was still to 0-0. Is it like against the law in Oak Hill to score touchdowns?
Yeah, I guess so.
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't either. But, you know, I was there whenever Oak Hill got their first win of the year, and they were excited, man. The Piggly Wiggly was jumping that Friday night.
Yeah, that was a big win.
Thursday game.
Yeah, that was a nice Thursday night football game. Here is Glenn on a 2nd down and 10. Glenn trying to make something happen himself behind his one man of O-line, and he's going to try and jump for the first down. This senior quarterback giving it all he's got on senior night, but Glenn is still down, and he is still hurt. Oh, my goodness. Glenn has been beaten and bruised all night. Not a lot of time for him to throw in the pocket, and he is just struggling to get up, and this looks a little bit more serious than the last injury.
Prayers up to him.
Yikes. That's a rough one. Glenn's struggling to get up, but he's on his feet, but he doesn't look great. We'd like to thank our sponsors while we take this injury timeout. And Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics. The UPS store. And the Scioto River. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors very, very much. Remember, you are watching Ohio High School football here on River City Sports Media. Week 10 of this season. As we hope to bring you at least one more week, we could be doing some playoff football next week, Landon.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
As we got a score update from Howard Park in Sciotoville. It is the East Tartans that are down 27-0 against the Notre Dame Titans.
You know, East brought it down to Notre Dame's 10-yard line 2 drives in a row, but fumbled both times.
Can't happen. You got to execute.
Yeah. And it looks like Oak Hill, Northwest is on the board, and that game's already in the 4th quarter, folks.
7-0 Northwest, an ugly matchup there in Oak Hill. As Mason Bradley takes it to the outside, Bradley is brought down by Barnett, and he got ran over by him, and Barnett is amped up. That's a big man that just ran over Mason Bradley.
Nolan Barnett, lay the wood.
But it doesn't matter because it's going to be a first down for the Minford Falcons. Minford has something going here. This is the best they've looked on the drive so far. Here is Curtis Glenn. With Borland to his left and 3 receivers to Glenn's right. Glenn takes a clap, drops back. It's a wide receiver screen. It's over to Frazee. Frazee makes the first man miss before he is brought down after about a 2-yard gain, but the ball is loose. But they're going to call it down before the ball came loose. Carter Frazee's first catch of the ball game. And we have an update here from, it looks like Huntington Park in Huntington Ross Chillicothe.
Is up 16-15.
As they are up 16-15, you're exactly right, Landon, against the Piketon Red Streaks. The Red Streaks have had a really up and down year.
Yeah, we had them our first game of the year. They looked pretty dominant. Honestly.
Against Northwest, yes,
yeah,
they did.
But
Northwest looks like the better team now.
Huntington wins this game. Win this game, they're in. Lose this game, they're out. So.
Yeah, this is a win-or-go-home type of situation for the Huntsmen. I was doing some research about that the other day.
Who should have beat Eastern.
They barely lost to Eastern Pike. You are exactly right. They lost on a walk-off touchdown in the final play of the game. And that's going to be a penalty on Valley, about a 5-yard gain for the Falcons without even moving a muscle. And it is going to be, it looks like a second down for the Minford Falcons. Here is Glenn. He's going to take the snap. It's quarterback keeper, and he is brought down right where he came. Nolan Barnett is amped up. He is getting hyped up by the other side of the crowd. He reminds me of a Dexter Lawrence type guy. He's just destroying everybody in there.
Don't touch that duck. That's mine. Do the sexy Dexy dance while we're out here.
I think Nolan Barnett hit the sexy Dexy earlier. I'm not sure, though.
That's pretty tough if you did.
Nolan Barnett making it happen. Like we've mentioned earlier, Curtis Glenn in this offense with Jordan Michael calling the plays, it's just been really rough without having your two best receivers in Wyatt Swick and Peyton Cottle. You know, no one's really been getting open for the Falcons.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with you.
And that's another incomplete pass as Glenn has literally no time in the pocket. Glenn is down once again. Nolan Barnett is in straight takeover mode.
Yeah, he is.
Here on a 4th down and 6, it looks like the Minford Falcons have no other choice but to go for it. Here is Glenn, dropping back, has no time. Barnett, McNeil loses it. Oh my goodness. And this ball is recovered by the Indians. And how fitting is this? Nolan Barnett and Gabe McNeil get all over the football, and it is Nicholas Queen on the fumble recovery.
Wow. Curtis Glenn got absolutely hit-sticked back there in the backfield. And Nolan Barnett, I'm pretty sure.
Gabe McNeil makes Curtis Glenn lose the football. Then Nick Queen comes on to it. And all of a sudden, it is 28-0. Now Braxton Conaway trotting back out, looking to add on to the destruction of these Falcons. Here's Conaway giving it to the outside over to Aaron. Aaron is loose. Aaron explodes, and Aaron is gone. Lightning strikes. Aaron has another touchdown on the night. The Indians are on the board once again, and it's 34-0. But, oh my goodness, looks like we got a little bit of a skirmish after the play. What in the world is going on? As Curtis Glenn looks like he got into it with a Valley defender. Flags are all over the field. And this Valley Indians side, Blake Lundy is hitting the sexy Dexy. Everything is just going right for the Valley Indians. And on this Minford side, it's just been a rough night. It's just been a rough night at the office here on Rivalry Week for the Minford Falcons. And you can just say it's been a rough couple of years for the Falcons. It's just been a struggle, honestly, since that 2020 season.
2022, also they made the playoffs. I think it was the year... I think it was 2020 where it was either 2019 or 2020. They almost went to the regionals.
That was 2020.
Yeah, Jeffrey Pica's sophomore or freshman year.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This Minford team, it's just been a struggle for them, honestly. Minford's been in a playoff drought for a while, and it continues, obviously, but the way it's looking, this Indians team is going to get a home playoff game.
Yeah.
The last time that the Minford Falcons made the playoffs was in 2022. As now the running clock rule be in effect. And Bender, snap was good, hold was good, and kick was obviously good. As grass green, Jalen Bender puts it up and through, and it is now 35-0 in advantage of the Valley Indians. And it's just been a rough night for the Falcons, Landon.
Yeah. Sadly, you know, we thought they were going to come out here and maybe pull off excellence, you know, especially because it's their senior night. But, like, you know, they're just struggling on all forces. And at the same time, they're losing their heads on some of these plays, and that cannot happen.
Like we've said the entire night, but those that are just tuning in, it has been all dominance on the ground. Valley with 5 rushing touchdowns, a hat trick of touchdowns on the ground by Braxton Conaway, 2 touchdowns by Anthony Aaron, and also a fumble recovery by Nicholas Queen via the hit stick by Gabe McNeil that set up that touchdown by Anthony Aaron right there. The momentum has completely shifted, if not it was already. And this Minford Falcons team without their 2 best playmakers in Peyton Cottle and Wyatt Swick, it's just been a tough day at the office for the Falcons, and that just kind of describes how it's been the past couple years, Landon.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree with you.
As Bender will send this one on a touchback to the back of the end zone. And this Minford Falcons side is amped up. It's number 74, Jerry Schott, getting in on some action on the kickoff team. As now the time will keep on ticking. It should be the clock should be automatically moving, but the referees are not giving the sign up to the press box for a running clock yet. Very interesting. Here is Glenn on the play action. He's going to chuck it up. This one is collected by Donahoe. Donahoe to the outside, and he is laid out at about the 40. A nice job there by Colt Donahoe on an outside route when he was set up on the inside. Comes to the outside right there, gets it at about the 30-yard line, makes 10 yards after the catch, makes something happen there. First down for the Falcons. Here is Glenn, motioning Bradley over to the right. Here comes the snap. Glenn on the play action. He's going to have to heave it up, and Donahoe cannot get there. And that's going to be a flag after the play. And oh no, you can tell it's a rivalry by the way both of these sides are moving. Nolan Barnett getting in the face of Ty Borland. That's some unnecessary roughness. And now Connor Wilson getting in on the action and a little bit of a skirmish. Gabe McNeil in the face now of Borland. This thing's just getting ugly. This is rough. As that's going to be an unnecessary roughness play call on Ty Borland, and the Indians just continue to take the momentum. And it is now a first down and a mile for the Minford Falcons. It's a first down and 25, not to over-exaggerate. Here's Glenn in the backfield. He will drop back. Roll out. And almost intercepted by Nolan Barnett. The big man almost had an interception as he makes a cartoonish fall to the floor. On a screen, Barnett read it like a book, had it in his fingers, and loses the football.
Wow.
Barnett had a chance to add on to his amazing night. And it is now a second down and a mile. Nothing has changed after the incompletion. Here's a 3rd down and 25. Glenn looking at his play sheet. Takes a snap. Immediately rolls out. Has no time at all. He's just going to chuck it up. That one over the head of Frazee. Glenn has no time to throw back there, as Glenn has gotten crushed play after play after play after play. As the clock should be running like we've talked about earlier, the officials are not giving the running clock sign up to the press box. Looks like the people up in the press box are taking the matters into their own hands. As Mason Bradley will trot his way out to punt for about the 6th time tonight. Here is Bradley. An immediate receiving. Here's Conaway. Conaway bursts through a hole. Conaway to the 2nd level, and he'll be brought down at around the 35. Very nice job there by Braxton Conaway. As time is ticking down, there will be one more play before the end of this first quarter. 35-0 in advantage of the Valley Indians. You can see why they're 30-point favorites in this one, Landon.
Yeah, you know, Valley's just looking absolutely dominant, to be honest here. I mean, they're playing well. They're trying to secure that playoff spot. Nothing less than that. They came out here and they've dominated all night.
Yeah. Well, it's either you play on the road or you play at home.
And I choose to play at home.
Valley chooses to play at home. And that's going to do it for quarter number 3. Your score, 35 Valley, Minford 0. It's been a rough night at the office for the Falcons, honestly. Yeah. Minford's had a rough time just trying to make anything happen, and it looks like it'll be 3 straight years of shutout ball pitched by the Valley Indians. That would mean 12 straight quarters of shutout football if they can hold them for 12 more minutes.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy that the Minford Falcons have not scored versus the Valley Indians in the last 3 years. Especially Valley's team last year. I mean, they weren't the best.
37-0 was the final last year. 24-0 was the final the year before that. It's just been rough for the Falcons, honestly. And I hate to see it for them, especially for these seniors. Curtis Glenn's been battling back there the entire night, and he's just been getting beaten up play after play after play after play. It's been rough.
Yeah.
As HC4 makes his way out onto the field here, as the clock is now running, we got 12 more minutes of guaranteed football under our hands here in this Lucasville-Minford Road rivalry. As this one will go to the outside, it's McNeil. McNeil bursts through a hole. McNeil to the outside, upgrades to the 2nd level, down at the 15. Gabe McNeil with a nice run on the seam to the outside. Like we've talked about, that injury to Gabe McNeil's MCL has affected his playing time the last couple weeks. He's been out for 3 weeks so far this season. But tonight he comes in and it looks like he hasn't even been injured, Landon.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Gabe McNeil, you couldn't tell a difference, honestly, with how he's playing.
Here is Cunningham with Connor Wilson now in the game as the ball carrier. He gets the ball right off the rip here. Connor Wilson explodes to the outside. He gets it inside the 5. The madman himself running it inside. And this Valley Indians team just continuing to pound the ball on the ground. They might get 6 rushing touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Here's Cunningham and Gabe McNeil along with him in the backfield. They're going to give it off to McNeil. McNeil into the end zone. Down at the 1-yard line, it looks like. No touchdown signal yet. Now it'll be a second down and second down and goal for the Valley Indians as Isaiah Clark exits the ball game. Nick Queen out to the right side, and so is Anthony Aaron. Aaron motions in on the inside. Quick draw up the middle, and Gabe McNeil is into the end zone. Touchdown, Valley Indians. And that is 6 rushing touchdowns on the night for the Valley Indians as a team. 1 by McNeil, 2 by Aaron, 3 by Conaway. What else is going to happen here tonight? It is 41-0.
They're not giving up. They're just putting the foot on the gas and letting it go, to be honest.
You just love to see this. It's rivalry week. These teams are not stepping off the gas. Jalen Bender. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is also good as that one will be set right onto the top of the concession stand. We return here back at Minford High School here in quarter number 4 with 8 minutes remaining in this ball game. We'd like to thank our sponsors before Jalen Bender kicks this ball up and away. Dave's Gutter Done. Brace Yourself Orthodontics. The Scioto River. And the UPS store. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors very, very much. And don't forget to follow all of our social media platforms here on River City Sports Media at RCSM 740. As Jalen Bender in his boot will send it up and away. Bender has a career long of 47 yards, but he's not been able to show that leg tonight because the Indians have been scoring all over the field. As a lateral play by the Falcons doesn't work out. They are inside their own 20, and this Valley Indians team not giving any effort off. No. Bender picks up his tee, goes over to the side. He's going to be sitting on the bench. He's had a good tonight.
Yeah, he really has.
6 for 6 on PATs.
Yeah, very impressive.
You know, you love a guy that can always just drill it in there.
Yeah, you really do.
As here comes Curtis Glenn with 7 minutes and counting left on this clock. Like we've said all night, it's been a rough day at the office for the Falcons. Let's see if they can end the season on a high note and try and put one in the end zone. Here is Glenn. No one to his left or his right. Here is a snap taken by Glenn up the middle, and he is boomsticked and around the 25. As it looks like Valley's put in most of their JV guys. No more Nolan Barnett up front. That's got to be a sigh of relief if you're Curtis Glenn. Mm-hmm. As we got an update from Oak Hill. After it was 0-0 at halftime, the Northwest Mohawks in the wing T formation make it 20-0 as the ball game's about over. Very dominant performance.
Congrats to them.
Here is Glenn. He drops back. He has no time. Gives it off to Bradley on the screen. Here is Bradley. Moves to the outside. Comes back in, down at about the 36-yard line.
Making plays go.
Now about 5 minutes left in the ball game here. Falcons trying to put it in the end zone one last time for these seniors. Here is Curtis Glenn. Glenn, ready to take the snap. Steps back. Moving. Throws it deep. And that one is incomplete. Targeted that outside. Glenn was looking for his man. That's just unfortunate right there, trying to target your man downfield, and you could not make it happen.
Yeah, he let that thing fly. Score update at the Ed Miller Stadium. Williamsburg 49, West Portsmouth 12.
Well, West had a nice little dream there for a minute, and sadly they were awakened by the living monster that is the Wheelersburg Pirates.
Yeah.
As that is going to be the final score, the third quarter score. It'll be 49-12 at the end of the third quarter over there in Ed Miller Stadium. Yikes. But here's a pitch to the outside over to Bradley. Bradley cuts it back in. Bradley breaks a tackle, lowers his helmet, and knocks a man down for about a 4 to 5 yard gain.
Portsmouth is down to Ironton at Memorial Tank Stadium, 34-13. 3 minutes left in the third quarter there.
In the third quarter?
Yep.
I got you. Looks like Glenn in this offense trying to hurry up as the receivers are staying out wide. And Glenn's final football game, can he get the shutout off his chest? Man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep option, and Glenn's going to get the first down. As the chains move, Glenn and the boys are driving down the field once again.
Yeah. Curtis Glenn's taking an ice bath tonight after all the shots he has taken today.
Well, this is the last time he'll ever need to take one.
Yeah, unless he plays in college.
Here is Glenn rolling out to his right immediately. He's going to chuck it deep, and that one is off the helmet of C.J. Maynard, and that's going to be a flag for pass interference. Isaiah Robertson would have had a chance at it. That is obviously going to be a pass interference on Maynard. It'll be a gain of 15 yards for the Falcons. After the pass interference call, it'll be a move of the chains once again. Curtis Glenn and these boys driving down the field. Ball at the Indians' 36-yard line. Here is Glenn. Giving it to the outside over to Bradley, and that's going to be a backwards pass. The ball is loose, and Parker Robinson is going to take it all the way. The man they call P. Robbie with the house call to the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. P. Robbie puts it in the end zone for the Indians.
Wow.
And it is a massacre here in the Lucasville-Minford Road rivalry. Bradley just gave up on that play, thought it was an incomplete pass, but that was behind the line of scrimmage. And you guys know the rules. If that ball is incomplete behind the line of scrimmage, it is not a drop pass. That is a touchdown for the Indians. Oh, my goodness.
P. Robbie scoring his first touchdown on defense this season.
As P. Robbie, also known as Parker Robinson, getting a standing ovation as he walks over to the sideline. A nice scoop and score play. That's why you don't give up on a play, folks. Here is Bender to try and boot it through. This would be his, as that one is up, and that one is good. His 7th PAT of the night made up and away. And it is 49-0, and that's going to do it here. The time is expiring down, and that's going to do it. Minford's season ends in a 49-0 loss to their arch rival Valley Indians. Wow. As the Minford Falcons end their season at 2-8, the Valley Indians are 8-2, and they will host a home playoff game next week in the Luke. The Indians win their 3rd straight game in this rivalry. It was all Valley after that first quarter. It was scoreless at the end of one. 21 points scored by the Indians in quarter number 2, and that was all she wrote. What a win here tonight for the Indians as the Falcons season ends here tonight. Landon, what are your thoughts as we are about to pack it up?
You know, my thoughts, absolute dominance from the Valley Indians. They knew they had to come out here and get their job done to secure that home playoff spot, and that's just what they did.
For one last time, from Landon Schiltz and me, myself, Malachi Roselle, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Brace Yourself Orthodontics, Dave's Gutter Done, the Scioto River, and the UPS Store. And if this is our last football stream of this season, thank you for bringing us all the way from the start of this season, from Northwest McDermott all the way down here to Minford High School. We very much appreciate you and all the fans here on River City Sports Media. We will most likely see you next week, but who knows? For Malachi Roselle and River City Sports Media, you have been watching Ohio High School football for 10 straight weeks, and we are now signing off. Thank you, everybody, and have a blessed night.